Hi everybody, welcome once again. I'm Imran Garta and you're in the stream. Today, are the Hazara killings in Pakistan reflections of sectarian violence or systematic targeting of an ethnic minority? Our digital producer Malika Bilal is here as always, looking out for all your live feedback. You can tweet her using the hashtag AJStream. Hi Malika.
Hey Imran.
Joining her on the couch is Ahmed Shuja, writer and blogger with the UN Dispatch. Ahmed, welcome to the stream. Really looking forward to all your thoughts
today. Thanks for having me.
Now, you can participate in the conversation in a number of different ways. If you want to use more than 140 characters, go to facebook.com/AJstream and then just like us.
Hi, I'm Jose Antonio Vargas. I'm the founder of DefineAmerican.com. My Twitter handler is Jose is Writing, and I'm in the stream.
The Hazara people. Many do not know who they are, but if you have read or watched The Kite Runner perhaps, then you've come across the term. Hassan, the young servant, of course, and skilled kite runner, is a Hazara. If you've read the book or watched the movie, you've got a bit of a taste of these people and their plight. Well, they mainly live in Afghanistan, Iran and Pakistan. Many of them reside in Quetta. They are a double minority, so to speak, religiously Shia and ethnically Turco-Mongol. They speak Dari, and over the years they've faced hardship and brutal displacement. Let's take a short look.
This is Quetta city in western Pakistan, where the minority Hazara tribe live with the majority Pashtun and Baloch. Geographically, Quetta borders Afghanistan and Iran. It hosts military bases for the Pakistani Armed Forces and is about 200 miles southwest of the previously US-held Shamsi airfield. Historically, the Hazara tribe migrated to Quetta during the middle of the 20th century from Afghanistan. Being a minority with noticeable physical attributes, ethnic background and religious affiliation, the tribe have been targeted for some time now. Since 2002, they have fallen victim to terrorism, sectarian violence and severe discrimination perpetuated by unknown militants, with over 550 victims killed and more than 1,000 injured.
Well, these increased attacks on the Hazara community have recently raised questions about the nature of such crimes. Some label the attacks as spillover of Sunni Shia sectarian violence, while others warn of a systematic targeting of this ethnic minority. So why are the Hazara being targeted, and what does their experience say about minority rights in Pakistan in general? Well, joining us via Skype from Quetta is Abdul Khalik Hazara, chairman of the Hazara Democratic Party, and also via Skype from Quetta as well is Major Nadir Ali, senior leader of the Hazara tribe. Abdul Khalik, Nadir, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you with us. Let's start with you, Major Nadir Ali. Many people have labeled this a genocide. Do you think it is of genocidal proportions?
Oh, well, of course it is a genocide because till this moment, since 1999, we have been killed. They have started killing us, and till today, till 16th of April, I think that was the last time when our people were shot dead while they were waiting for a bus near Hazara town. So since 1999 till this moment, 2012, they have killed more than 600 to 700 people. Well, the worst part is that, people were disembarked from the bus. They were the pilgrims, where they're going to Iran for pilgrimage. They were killed in front of their families and of their children while they were traveling in Mastung area. This is most barbaric because they were killed in front of their families, disembarked from the bus, lined up. So this is such a cruelty which has not been seen anywhere in the world. Now our people, our students, they cannot go to the university, they cannot go to their shops, the people cannot go to their factories and all that. The Hazara people have been completely besieged in Hazara town and in Mariabad and Amdar, Quetta.
Okay, I want to bring in Abdul Khalik Hazara. Who's doing the killing? Can you pinpoint it?
Well, Imran, the most important thing is here that in Balochistan, particularly in Quetta, there is no sign of any government. The main reason is despite the presence of law enforcement agencies and other agencies, so that the killers are the target killers, they come here, and only there is a band organization in the name of Lashkar-e Jangvi. He accepts that killing of Hazaras. But the reason is that one thing which is very noticeable, that since 1999, as Major Nadir Ali said that many 600 and 700 people have been killed, and particularly thousands of children, more than thousands of children have been orphans, and 600 people, 500-600 people have become widowed. So now, despite these all things, but the problem is this one, that from government side, from law enforcement agencies, there is no any action or any progress from government side.
Okay,
That's
what we're going to do, Abdul Khalik, what we're going to do is look at law enforcement and this culture of impunity and see why, you know, both state and provincial and federal forces are not doing much. We're going to address that in a moment. Before we go to the community, I want to ask Ahmed, why do you think the Hazara are being targeted? Are they being targeted because they're Shia, or are they being targeted because they are of a different ethnicity?
Right, I would certainly address that question, but before I do that, I'll come back to the question you asked from Major Nadir. We said, is it of genocidal proportions? I beg to differ respectfully, very respectfully, that you don't have to, because proportion has nothing to do with genocide. You don't have to wait for a Holocaust scale, disaster to actually act on this, for the human rights and international organization to actually take notice of this. But coming back to your second question, is it an ethnic thing or is it a sectarian thing? I think the Lashkar-e Jangvi, the front organization, has made this very clear in some of the pamphlets that they've actually distributed in localities in Hazara towns and other areas. They've said that we want to rid, and this is quote, rid Pakistan of the unclean presence of the Shia Hazara. Right. It's a dual attack because the Hazaras are, readily noticeable. They have a different, a very distinct an ethnic identity, and therefore they also happen to be exclusively Shia, so that they're very easy to target. But not only that, but also the Hazaras have actually been very peaceful over the years, 10 years of nonviolent resistance, because in other parts of Pakistan, sectarian attacks have actually had a cycle of counter-conflict, tit for tat, violence, cycle of violence. But in Quetta, that's not been the case. So they're an easy target, they're easily recognizable, and they're Shia and they're Hazaras. So it's a confluence of all of these three things.
Yeah, and I want to ask about other minorities as well a little bit later on in the program. Malika?
Well, you mentioned they're an easy target. There's a tweet here from Ammar Yasser who says they're targeted. It's a targeted Shia genocide, he calls it, from Karachi to Quetta. Hazara tribe are an easy target because of their facial features. But I want to go straight to a video comment here, talking about the causes of this. And I wonder, Abdul Khalik, if you can take a listen to this and comment.
My name is Samuel Janis. I live in New York City. I've been to Quetta. I know the situation well. To be honest, I think this question is counterproductive. There are no root causes for terrorism in Pakistan. It's convoluted. Let's look at the basics of this problem. 13 years, more than 644 innocent Hazara men, women, and children have been brutally murdered by a known terrorist organization, Lashkar Jangvi. The leaders of this organization roam freely. Pakistani police are unable or unwilling to prosecute them. Let's bring these people to justice. That's the basics.
And actually, before you comment on that, Abdul Khalik, I just want to mention that the commenter, Samuel Janis, is actually someone who is an advocate for the Hazara here and works with Major Nadir. So go ahead.
Questions from me?
Well, I said it is genocide because if you see the percentage of killing all over Pakistan of Shias in Karachi, in Lahore, or in other places like Peshawar, the percentage of the Hazara killing is on the maximum sides. That is about 13% in Hazara of Quetta. That's why we say it is genocide, because our percentage of killing in Quetta is much more than any other people in Karachi, Peshawar, Lahore, etc. That's why we call it genocide.
Okay, and Abdul Khalik?
I want to clear one thing. So the main question is this one, that the sectarianism in Pakistan, it started from Punjab. So now the province of Punjab, it is one of the biggest province of Pakistan. So in Punjab, the population of Punjab is 100 million people are there. And in Balochistan, there are only 8 million people are here in Balochistan. So now if it is not genocide of systematic genocide of Hazaras, so why not in Punjab, why not in Sindh province, why not in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? So only in Quetta district, Hazaras are being targeted in different ways. So that's why we say this thing, this is a systematic genocide of Hazaras which is going on, and we believe in this one, not we believe, now it is believed.
Right.
It is believed that they are in our law enforcement agencies, in our government and law enforcement agencies, there are some kind of negative elements, this kind of mindsets are
interesting that you mentioned
interesting
that you mentioned negative elements. I want to bring in the issue of officials responding to criticism that they're doing nothing. With the Pakistani government's lack of protection, many Hazaras say there's a lack of protection. The Hazara have been taken to the streets around the world to protest their plight. At one protest in Stockholm, an embassy official actually came out and spoke. Here's some of what he had to say.
पाकिस्तान में जो हुकूमती इदारे हैं उसको भिजवाएंगे, और अभी आप लोगों की जो फीलिंग्स है उसको भी भिजवाएंगे प्रोविंशियल गवर्नमेंट को भी और फेडरल गवर्नमेंट को भी। मैंने जैसे कहा पाकिस्तान एम्बेसी में जितने भी लोग हैं उनकी फीलिंग्स भी यही है, उनके दिल को भी मतलब है दर्द पहुंची है मासूम लोगों की शहादत पर।
So that was the official outside the embassy in Stockholm, Sweden. But in Quetta, when journalists asked the Chief Minister of Balochistan, which Quetta is in, Nawab Aslam Raisani, what his government is doing to provide justice to the families of those killed, listen to what he had to say.
यार कोयटा शोरवा के मैंने सुना है, शूरा के मैंने कभी नहीं सुना।
बलूचिस्तान के हालात के हवाले से सारे रोना रोते रहते हैं कि मसाइल हल की जाएं, लेकिन मसाइल हल क्यों नहीं होते?
तो आपका मतलब उनसे पूछे वो क्यों रोते हैं? अगर ज्यादा वो रोते हैं तो उनके हम टिश्यू पेपर का एक ट्रक लोड हम उनको देंगे, वो अपने।
Ahmed Shuja, the Chief Minister of Balochistan, basically saying you guys are crybabies there.
Right, and I think this callous indifference that borders on criminality coming from the Chief Minister of Balochistan, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the province in charge for all of its functions, all of its duties, he has all executive power, I think is telling. It's callous and it's indifferent, and it also actually signifies as to where he stands in relation to the community that he's tasked to protect with officially. And I think there's that layer of difficulty, but also the police force in Quetta, Balochistan itself is a very demoralized force. Because
there's a separatist movement in there as well.
There's a separatist movement in there. There's a lot of other layers of difficulties within Balochistan. But also, not only that, but coming back to a different thing. But Quetta itself is essentially a garrison town. One of the 7 or 8 corps of the Pakistani military is headquartered in Quetta. You have the paramilitary frontier corps is headquartered in Quetta. You have all of these other organizations, all of whom have actually failed to protect this minority group.
General Nader?
Because of the statement of our Chief Minister, I have gone to the Supreme Court of Pakistan, and tomorrow I am presenting the case of the Hazaras before the Chief Justice of Pakistan, Mr. Iftikhar Chowdhury. We are of course, going to give our presentation before the 3-bench court, in which, the program which we have already given to him, that's the report on Shia Hazara of Pakistan, a community under siege. I have already given him 3 copies of that. It shows the genocide of the Hazaras, the killing of the Hazaras, and the reaction of the non-competence, the competency of the civil armed forces, the police and the frontier corps and all that. We are going to make a very big complaint before the Chief Justice of Supreme Court of Pakistan, Mr. Iftikhar Chowdhury, today in the morning.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to Chief Justice Iftikhar Chowdhury's response. That's a fascinating development, and thanks for telling us. Malika?
You mentioned competency. There's a tweet here from Shahi who says the main cause of the genocide of Hazara is the government's failure to make sure the safety of the lives, to ensure the safety of the lives of this ethnic minority. But Abdul Khalik, I'd like you to listen to this video comment about where to lay the blame.
My name is Atika Hussain. I'm from Canberra, Australia. More than 700 Hazaras have been killed, yet no responsible person has been arrested or no reasonable measures have been taken to improve the situation. This is actually happening in the presence of political officials, ministers, and chief justices. It's totally failure of government, failure of judicial system, and failure of United Nations, and failure of human rights activists. Thank you.
So, Abdul Khalik, where do you lay the blame?
So I say this one that this is only, we cannot say this one that only failure or lapse of security lapse is there. But the main reason is there now the people are compelled to think about it, that there is proper involvement. There is proper involvement of some of the elements in government and some of the elements in our law enforcement agencies. So I want to clear only one thing, that the provincial interior minister on floor of the house, he admitted this one, that there are 3 ministers of Balochistan are involved in abduction, for ransom, in kidnapping, and these all things are there. So now it is believed, it is thought that these kind of people are government, because they are involved in this thing, they are supporter of them. We want to ask only one question, that Quetta city is not a Karachi, such a big city of Karachi. Quetta is a very limited and a very small city where they go in a main trade area, in a very rush area. So the target killers come and they do all the they enter in the means shops of the laborers, and they shoot them. Where they go, who gives them shelter? So now the question is that who gives them the shelter, who is the mastermind behind them, and why even not a single person has been convicted so far. So who's responsible? Right. Whose scholars should be taken? So this is the question.
Right. I want to ask Ahmed Shuja on a broader level how this relates to the rights of minorities as a whole in Pakistan. When you compare to the Ahmadiyya community, when you compare it to the Shias of other ethnic backgrounds, whether Sindhi or Punjabi, etc., the persecution of some Pakistani Christians as well, where do the Hazaras fit in? What are the similarities and differences between their issue and the issues of the other movements and the other minorities?
Right. I think we can very easily make an argument that the persecution of minorities, be they Hazara, be they Ahmadiyya, be they Christian or other, minorities, it's a basic question of human rights. It's a question of religious freedom. It's a question of freedom to actually practice your own religion. It's a question of going to school. It's a question of the right to life. And I think the government of Pakistan has completely failed to offer an ounce of protection. But not only that, there's also an indifference, a lack of notice on the international level. For example, several days ago, we actually saw the State Department spokeswoman Victoria Nuland actually referred to the journalists imprisoned in the Iranian system, but she never takes notice of the systematic, widespread killings that happen actually in Pakistan. Religious freedom, freedom of expression, freedom of life.
And it's an existential question for Pakistan, isn't it? Because Pakistan was founded as a haven for a religious minority in British India.
That's one way to put it. Pakistan was founded as a secular state where Muslims could actually practice their religion, but so could other people, you know, Hindus, Christians.
But where do you attribute this kind of, I don't know, this monolithic view of religion? Do you attribute it? A lot of people I've read have said it stems from the time of General Zia. Does it go before that or after that?
General Zia is widely attributed for creating, for actually Islamicizing the Pakistani state, for actually creating, and even before that, I think we've seen other, prime ministers in Pakistan, civilian rulers have actually outlawed Ahmadiyya community as a religion. And so some of those other, so it's not only General Zia, it's been other, people in the political establishment, civilian and military, that have actually contributed towards this. And Pakistan currently is actually wrestling with a national identity crisis. Is this an Islamic Islamic State, or is this a secular state, or is this a state where everybody can freely practice their religion? The government too, especially the civilian government currently, I think is taken hostage by religious extremists like the Pakistan Defense Council, which is sort of a conglomerate of various extremist religious political parties.
Yeah, and just another reminder, we had appealed to Pakistani officials to come onto the show, but nobody bit when we put out the bait, unfortunately. Malika, people are biting on Twitter.
They are. This is from Mushtaba Hassan, who says, from 2008 to 2012, almost 20,000 Hazaras have left Pakistan for safer places like Australia and Europe. And on the back of that, we actually have a video comment from Australia with a question. Major Nader, if you could respond to this video question.
Hi, I'm Beck from Australia. I've heard from some of the Adelaide Hazara community about the terrible things being swept under the carpet in Pakistan. The Hazara people are subject to ethnic cleansing and genocide, which seems to be going largely unnoticed. These are a people who want to live safe and free lives like us, but are a frightened population living in constant fear and trauma from a bunch of power-hungry sectarian terrorists. This mutilation of human beings is horrific. What is being done about these human rights atrocities? What can we as citizens of Australia do to help our fellow human beings?
Do you have a message for people of other countries that can help?
Yes, I was going to say something why the people of Hazaras are going to Australia or Europe. That is because just day before yesterday, one terrorist was killed. His two brothers are in the police department. When, you know, in the police department we have got terrorists, then who is going to save us in this city, in this Quetta city? So there is no... there's no protection at all. If the people are there in the frontier corps, they are in the police and everything, then of course you cannot depend upon anybody.
Yeah,
of course.
Major Nader, I have a tweet from Hassan Qadami which came in about 30 seconds ago, asking how can we Hazaras expect justice from the judiciary, referring to specifically to your petition to the Chief Justice, which is going to take place tomorrow. How can we Hazaras expect justice from the judiciary when the High Court itself acquits LEJ, that's Lashkar-e Jangvi Chief Malik Ishaq? Fair question,
that's
isn't
right.
it?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, he was acquitted. Now we have gone to the Supreme Court because that is the apex court in Pakistan, and we have got a lot of faith in Iftikhar Chaudhry. He's doing a lot of good jobs for the country, and all these officials like IG Police and Chief Secretary and everybody is responsible to answer to his questions, and he can of course ask them, he can question them, he can pressurize them to work, he can get progress reports from them. We are going to give our presentation before him, and in that all these people will be present to answer the questions, and I hope yes, that there will be some progress, in our protection.
Okay, Major Nader Ali, I'm going to have to stop you there. We'll continue this conversation in the online post-show on stream.aljazeera.com. But for now, here's Malika with our story leads.
More than 2,000 Palestinian prisoners in Israeli custody are on hunger strike, and campaigners are calling for global acts of solidarity. Hunger, the only weapon left, tweets Occupied Palestine. For human rights, against abuse, support Pal Hunger. Prepare for May 5th Palestinian prisoner solidarity. Leading up to May 5th, protesters rallied outside Ofer prison in Ramallah on Tuesday. The daughters of Palestine are fierce and brave, as Zaytuni Rana showed today. No surrender to occupation. Flag woman. Watch what happened here. Our next lead is from Sudan, where residents are using the web to cut through the fighting between North and South. So it took war after independence for Sudanese tweets from the two Sudans to want to dialogue. Better late than never. New Sudan's Mo El-Zubair tweets. Khalid on Twitter says, enough war. Both governments hurting people on both sides. We're starting New Sudan so the young in both can start talking. And lastly, one day ahead of the stream's first anniversary, we're excited to announce that we've won the People's Voice Award and the 2012 Webbies. It's thanks to you, our community. So keep tweeting us your thoughts using the hashtag AJStream.
Thanks for that, Malika. Thank you, Khalik, Nadir and Ahmed. Do stay with us. The post show is next, stream.aljazeera.com. On Wednesday, we speak to Egyptian writer Mona Tahawi about her latest piece on women's rights and misogyny in the Arab world. Tweet us using the hashtag AJStream and see you online. Welcome back to the post show on stream.aljazeera.com. We continue to talk the plight of the Hazara community in Pakistan. In the post show as well, I want to touch a little bit on the plight of the Hazara outside of Pakistan as well with Ahmed. But for now, I want to ask Abdul Khalik Hazara. Major Nadir Ali had said that he has a lot of faith that the Chief Justice, Iftikhar Chowdhury, will listen to his petition and will consider some of his recommendations. Are you as optimistic as Major Nadir Ali?
Well, Imran, we do not have any alternate. So we have only one way. We have knocked every door. Whatever sources we had, so we have used it. We had demonstration in front of Parliament House in Islamabad, and we had many demonstrations. Every day we are in protest here in Quetta district or in every place. But we do not have any alternate. We have a little bit. I cannot say this one. Because the same killers, the same target killers, the most wanted target killers, they have been released by our own judiciary. So that's why I say this thing. I'm a little bit optimistic, but I cannot say, I'm not sure about it, that they will take some notice of that one seriously. Because of what is you you might have, you mentioned about it, about our chief minister, that what language, what nonsense language he used for the people. Yeah. That in the incident of incident of Mastu, 26 Hazaras were identified and they were killed there. And after that incident, so now only listen the nonsense-ness of a person or the recklessness of a person, that he says that I will send a truck of tissues for them to clean their tears. Now, from such kind of governments or law enforcement, what do you expect?
Yeah, that seemed quite despicable. I wonder, Major Nadir Ali, the Hazaras have thus far been largely peaceful. Is there ever going to come a point when Hazaras decide enough is enough and they're going to take up arms?
Oh no, it is not allowed in our religion, to go and bomb ourselves or bomb the others, innocent people. Our religion does not allow this at all. We cannot go to such steps.
Ahmed?
I think the youth, which is actually a large proportion of the Hazara population in Quetta, have been thinking about a way to actually arm themselves, or at least self-defense, if not for offense. And I think that sentiment of siege, of helplessness, of the government not doing enough to protect them, is still very much alive and well, and the youth are thinking about at least arming themselves for the defensive, if not the offense. Yeah.
Malika, let's delve in a bit more into the community feedback.
Well, we have several video comments. I'm going to play just one of them here.
Hi, I'm Kellyan from Australia. The atrocities which are happening to the Hazara ethnicity are horrendous. My question to the panel is, if these senseless killings were happening right now in 2012 in Australia, a major investigation would be created to prosecute the criminals in the name of justice. Therefore, why can't we of the developed nations act in whatever means possible to help bring an end to these killings in the name of justice?
Ahmed, would you like to respond to that?
It's an excellent question. The Hazaras and the others actually outside, advocates of human rights, have been asking themselves the same question. I met a human rights activist who actually lives in Quetta and campaigns on behalf of the Hazaras and the Shia persecution. He actually broke down as we were having dinner and talking about this, because he felt that all of his efforts is not producing enough results on the international level. The United Nations has been completely silent to this, but we've had organizations like the Amnesty International USA take notice of this. Human Rights Watch has taken notice of it. The Asian Human Rights Commission nation has taken notice of it. And so there is, the awareness is developing, but it's not reached a critical mass where we can actually have concerted international efforts to actually do something to curtail this genocide.
So what's it going to take to reach that critical mass?
It's going to take a lot of activism, a lot of campaigning, people like our friend here who had this video, other people on social media, news organizations like this, because this incident has actually been completely silent from all media outlets in most of the world. So the Asia Stream is making a difference.
Ahmed, in an age of nation states, when you have people that spill over different borders, Hazara, for example, with Pakistan, Afghanistan and Iran, how would you compare the situation in Pakistan to Afghanistan and Iran? How different is it for the Hazaras in Pakistan compared to, for example, Afghanistan?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a world of difference. The Hazaras in Pakistan have largely been, throughout their history, they've been there for several hundred years, have been very peacefully living, coexisting with other ethnic groups, with other religious groups in Pakistan. The government had offered them protection and the right to work and live and go to school and practice their religion. But and it's been in the past since 1999 when some of these atrocities actually occurred and state failure to protect the population. But in Iran, you've had about 1 million Afghans, the majority of whom have been Hazaras, and they faced systematic persecution and lack of help from the government and to some degree from the population as well in some instances. It's very comparable to how the immigrants from spilling over from Mexico to the United States is treated, not only in the population at large, but also in other areas.
Okay, I'm going to give Major Nader Ali and Abdul Khalik Hazara one opportunity each for their final thoughts. Let's start with Major Nader Ali.
Well, we hope that the international community will come in our help. They will convince our provincial and federal government to give us protection and give punishment to all those people who have been arrested, or if in case they have not been arrested, the government should try to arrest them and should try to control the situation and allow our people to go to the universities, to their schools, and to their jobs, and our people who are working in the factories, they should be allowed to go there, and they should not besiege us only in Hazara town and in Mariabad or Alamdar Road, Quetta. We will be very grateful if the international community comes in our help, like Al Jazeera, who has done it now for us. We are very grateful to them. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And Abdul Khalik Hazara?
This is, as I observed, this is a pre-planned conspiracy in Quetta district. As I mentioned, the Quetta district is a multicultural and means religious, some sort of sects are living, multi-sects are living. So this is our collective home. So this is a conspiracy against the people of Quetta. So I want to invite the attention of world, international media also, civilized worlds also, and the same cases with the people of Balochistan. Different nations are living here, so my appeal is also with them that they should come out, because this is a great game against the people of Quetta district, to involve them in civil war, so that they could kill each other here. So that's why I think on the basis of media, through multimedia and through people, I think civil society and political parties, they should consider deeply about the situation of Quetta. It will not remain like this one is. For how long the Hazaras will remain peaceful? The day will come that they will be involved. They will be involved also in some sort of activities. But this is our, we are trying our level best that the Hazaras they were peaceful in the past, and they will remain peaceful in the past. This is our struggle also for this city.
Yeah, a call for justice and a call for international awareness. Ahmed, final word.
Mm-hmm. The situation of the Hazaras in Quetta, or the situation of any other religious minority, the Ahmadis, the Christians, and others in Pakistan, may have ethnic or sectarian or religious dimensions, but at their very core, they're human rights issues. It's the issue of the right to live. It's an issue of the right to practice your religion according to your own choice. It's the issue of going to school, to work, and to actually raise a family. And I think that's important. That gets lost in all of this, the discourse about religion and sect and politics.
Ahmed Shuja, Major Nader Ali and Abdul Khalik Hazara, thank you very much for joining us for for expressing your thoughts and also demystifying the issue of the Hazaras for so many of our community. A lot of people have been thanking us for covering this. A lot of people also have been tweeting in saying we never knew this was happening.
And
so,
actually, on that note,
yeah.
we got a ton of video responses that, of course, we weren't able to read out all on the show. So people can go to our Pinterest page, which is pinterest.com/AJStream, and take a look at all of the video comments, questions, and responses.
Yeah, thank you very much for sending in all your feedback. We really appreciate it, sincerely. Looking forward to your feedback as well on Wednesday when we cover women's rights, Islamic feminism, and everything related to that. Muno Tahawi is our special guest there. Hope you join us for that. Tweet us using the hashtag AJStream. We'll see you online.